Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episodes, I want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous, and what an absolutely incredible episode the previous one was. Not only did we play Chelsea in the final of the Carabao Cup, we also had our second game, which of course was against Benfica in the Champions League. But going deep into that Chelsea game, it was the final of the Carabao Cup, and I was thinking, we've got to turn up here against Chelsea, we've got to dominate, and we've got to bring that trophy home to put in the trophy cabinet. And guys, we turned up. What an absolutely incredible game that was. There was so much energy, passion. I was bouncing off the walls. We absolutely annihilated Chelsea 4-0. Not only did we score 4 goals, we kept another clean sheet. We dominated them. And I really don't know how that Chelsea side got to the final of the Carabao Cup. But nevertheless, we shushed the fans. We shushed the players. And the manager had nothing to say. We dominated Chelsea on the day. And then coming up in the second game of the previous episode, we faced off for the second time in the second leg against SL Benfica. Now, in the current first leg, we were winning 1-0 on aggregate. And I kind of set out, and you guys will have seen, I set out with a bit of a game plan. And that was to start off, we didn't have a full team that was fully fit. The likes of Bobby, Salah, I think Gini Wijnaldum, Robertson, maybe Van Dijk. There was a few of our big name players that weren't fully fit, and I said, you know what, guys, I'm going to have to take a risk here, and I don't want anyone to get an injury, but playing players that aren't fully fit, the more chance, they've got a higher potential chance of picking up an injury. So I was a little bit worried, so I went with a game plan. The first 20 minutes, play the ball round, play a little bit of possession, but go for goal. Then slow it up till half time, play a lot of possession, play it around at the back. And then at half time, look at changing things up, go again, then make some subs and go for the game. Now, by the time the 60th minute come, it was still 0-0. And I thought, you know what, we'll just play this out. Let's keep trying to score a goal, but let's just play this out. And I'd happily take a 0-0. And that is exactly what we did. The tactic paid off, and we finished that game at 0-0. But obviously, we go through to the next round of the Champions League because of that 1-0 aggregate that we had when we travelled to Benfica. And then in today's episode, I'm looking forward to this, guys, because not only is it 2 very important games, there's a chance of picking up 6 points in the Premier League. You can see there the first game, of course, against Burnley at Anfield, which I'm super excited for. 6 points. This is something we haven't had in a while. I mentioned it in the previous episode. You look at last episode, we had the final of a cup game and Champions League. And then you go back a little bit further, we had a Premier League game, and then we had the cup game, and again Champions League, then Premier League. We haven't had 2 games in a good probably 3 or 4 episodes now where we've had a chance of bagging 6 points and just solely playing Premier League. And of course the second game is going to be against, was it Watford? I just did go into the calendar to have a look at that. Yeah, Watford just 3 days later. A few of you guys have been saying, Brad, you need to just quickly do a second team so you can get it out quick instead of changing up all the time. So you can see there now, this is the lineup that we are putting out against Burnley. We got Mane on that left wing, Roberto Firmino striker, Salah on that right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Lallana in the central midfield, Fabinho sitting nice and deep in the central defensive midfield, Tierney, Jimenez, Gomez and Alves at the back, with of course Alisson in goal. And thanks to, I can't be 100% sure who left the comment, I'm not sure if it is Lee. All I remember is how you do it, and I've done it now. You can see if I flick the right stick to the right, there is the B squad. You can see in the top left it changes from Liverpool default to the B squad. You can see we've got Sessegnon, Correa, Shaqiri, Milner, Lallana, Henderson, Lovren, Matip, Alves, Tierney. Changed up a little bit from the normal starting 11, but obviously this time round we are starting Alves because the likes of Trent isn't fully fit. Roberto Firmino and Salah aren't fully fit after coming off the back end of playing against Benfica, but I need Bobby to be in this team because right now we're dominating in the Premier League. I do believe he's 2. No, he's only 1 goal behind getting the golden boot. And if anyone's going to score against Burnley, it's more than likely going to be Bobby. So let's go ahead and get into this first game. I also just want to let you guys know, I put it on the comment section, I do believe in the previous episode, that I'm going to aim to bounce, which I will try my best. Obviously, I may have to throw some other content in there, and I will try and time it to my best. But if I just quickly look at the calendar, the 3rd of December is a Monday. And what I've said is I want to bounce the first episode of Season 2, the Liverpool career mode, on a Monday. So then Tuesday I can upload the new idea, the new series that's going to be coming to the channel. But you guys, most importantly, then have Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday to leave comments about who we should sell, who we should buy, what we should do in Season 2. And then I'll upload the episode of Season 2, Episode 2, on the Friday. So you have a couple of days to watch the video and get your ideas in. And in the meantime, of those 3 days in the middle, I'll probably upload a Going for Goal, which will be the Santiago Munez My Player, and then probably 2 episodes of the brand new series, which I am super pumped for. But let's go ahead and get into this game against Burnley at Anfield and hopefully bag another 3 points. Right now, we're on fire. And the first game of today's episode, we're back at home. It's a rainy day in Liverpool. We've got the home fans behind us. We're coming off the back end here of dominating Chelsea and bringing the trophy back to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. Battered them 4-0. And then although we didn't score any in the second game, the main thing to remember, I'm just looking there, 22 goals scored. They are the worst team, Burnley, in the Premier League. 5 goals scored past them. We are the best. But yeah, what I was saying is in the Benfica game, yes, we didn't score many goals, but I had a plan, and the plan paid off, and that's what you want to do as a manager. It's not all about scoring goals week in and week out, although with this squad, you may think differently, but let's go ahead and get into this first half against Burnley at Anfield, and hopefully be going in at half-time with a little bit of a lead. Bobby looking round to Tierney. It's come back to Bobby this time. Bobby on the edge of the box, looking to bend one. Bobby Firmino in off the crossbar. And there we go, lads. I said about Bobby needing to score to get back on that top position for the golden boot. And what has he done after 7 minutes? Put it in the back of the net. You don't give Bobby a little bit of space. A little bit lucky there. Took a deflection off the Burnley defender. But then it fell back to Bobby and give him a little bit of space. Let him get it on that right foot. Let him finesse it. And 9 out of 10 times he's putting that in the back of the net. And what does he do? Puts it in the back of the net. Well done, Bobby. Bobby waiting for Fabinho, coming in now. Fabinho to slot one out, and again, oh, he's put it over the bar this time round. In to Bobby Firmino. We've got Salah wanting to break forwards now. Salah's going to have to break some legs. Let's hit it with Salah on. What a strike. Tom Heaton palming that away. That must have stung the keeper's hands. Look at this. Back onto that left foot. Whack. This is a nice bit of football now. Nice little one-touch football. Fabinho looking to strike. Fabinho strikes. Tom Heaton palms away once again. My lord, he just goes for it. Play it back to Bobby. Bobby to take it on his right foot. And he's hit the crossbar. But this time, it's not the underside of the crossbar. It hits the crossbar and goes over. Mane to push through the middle now. Here comes Mane. And Mane's going to have Lallana wanting to push over that far side. Nice little ball into Lallana. Let's try and cut this back. Put a little dink ball in. Bobby's back post. He can't get there. Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, looking to bend one. Gini Wijnaldum just wide of goal. Play it back. Oh, it's not a good pass there from Fabinho. We've got to make sure we get on that, lads. But there we go. The referee blows for half-time in Anfield. We're going in with the 1-0 lead. Fully deserved. We've been all over this Burnley team. They've done nothing so far. A little bit worried that Sean Dyche might come out with a little bit of a different plan this time round. I'm thinking he's going to go in. He's going to say to the lads, what is going on? We need to sort this out. But nevertheless, I'm going to jump back in to the second half exactly the team. We're playing well. We deserve to be 2 or 3-0 up right now. Lallana's covered for him. Nicely done, lads. Burnley coming forward. Let's make sure we get something on this, lads. Make sure we get something on. Alisson with a big save. Get rid of that kid and Tierney. Tierney puts it out for the Burnley throw-in, and it means our substitutes can come on. Salah coming off, Gini Wijnaldum coming off, Naby Keita on, and Little Shaq also making his way to the pitch. Let's make sure we mark up here, lads. Watch the run down this far side. Watch the run, ball into the middle. That's a little bit of worry. Big save from Alisson, and it goes out for a Burnley corner. And with that corner coming up, it's about time we make some changes. It looks like Lallana's going to have to be the one to come off, but what I'm actually going to do is... I'm going to take Bobby off. I want to keep Bobby nice and fit. Bring on Angel Correa. Come on, lads. Give me some options here. Dani Alves to try and get round his man. I'm going to have to pull this back. Maybe take it on my left foot. Drill a ball in. Looking for Fabinho. It's cleared away. And the referee does blow after that clearance for full time at Anfield. Going to be honest, 1-0 wasn't what I expected. I thought that was going to be a cricket score. And you'll see in a minute, guys. There's probably plenty of highlights in that game, just not enough in the back of the net, and I'm sure these stats are going to show you that we fully deserve. In fact, you know what? 11 shots, 4 on target. I thought we had maybe 6 or 7 on target. Right, and here we are, guys, back at the Central, ready to face off against Watford at Anfield. And luckily enough for us, we actually get to play at Anfield twice in today's episode. We've just played Burnley and beat them 1-0, and hopefully we'll get the same result against Watford, but this time with a different scoreline. You can now see Bobby, Jimenez, and Arnautovic are all on 14 goals. We could do with Bobby scoring a hat-trick right now against Watford just to give him that gap at the top. And then if you look at the Premier League standings, Wolves have currently played 29 in second position on 54. We have only played 28 and we are on 75. We are 21 points clear at the top of the Premier League with a game in hand. You can see Chelsea have played 29, Everton have played 29, Spurs have played 30, Manchester United have played 29. Everyone has played apart from ourselves and Watford, who are about to play their 29th game. And right now, Chelsea is starting to push Everton down. What I'm amazed at is how Wolves have held their own. From the start, they have been, I would say, in the top 4. I don't think they've dropped out of the top 4, and they've absolutely battered everyone. They have gone from the very start of the Premier League, getting in that top 4, and they've kept themselves there. So massive respect to the Wolves players and the Wolves manager for doing that. But guys, the lineup against Watford, we've got Sessegnon on that left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah on that right wing, Naby Keita linking up with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the central midfield, Henderson sitting nice and deep in the central defensive midfield, Robertson and Van Dijk, Lovren and Trent at the back, with of course Alisson in net. You can see that Bobby Firmino and Salah are not fully fit, so we'll look at taking them off probably in the second half. And I don't think I've done this yet, guys, but I'm actually playing Naby Keita and the Ox together. Now, you might think, Brad, why are you bringing that up? I've never actually played these two players together because they're very, very similar in my eyes. They're very quick, they get up and down the pitch, they're decent with long shots, and they're also very quick at passing. Normally, I like to play like a Naby Keita or an Ox or a Lallana alongside Gini or Milner or Henderson. I don't normally play two players that have a lot of flair, a lot of speed, but I'm looking forward to see how they get on in the central midfield. But let's go ahead and get into this game against Watford. We've already brought 3 points back. Are we going to get another 3 points? I'm not seeing a reason why we shouldn't. And what has just happened to Watford's kit, we've got their away kit on the bottom half, and we've got their home kit on the top half. That is just a beautiful kit right there. Good job, FIFA. Always messing up with glitches and stuff like that. I really don't know what's happened to the top and bottom half of that player right there, but forget about that. We're about to face Watford. We need the 3 points. Let's get into this game and make sure it happens. Back at the beautiful stadium, there is our home ground, Anfield. I just quickly want to ask a question as well, guys. I tend to try and keep the important stuff now when the games are actually starting, because I know a few of you guys do skip all the blah-de-blah in the middle. You don't like listening to me talk too much, so you skip straight to the game pretty much. But I'm just curious to see what everyone says and see if you actually listen to this part of the video. But who has been your player of the season? I know a few people have said that Alisson has been absolutely unbelievable. People like the fact that Sessegnon's doing so well since coming from Fulham. I'm just curious to see who, in your opinion, has been the best player this year, this season, in this Liverpool career mode. For me, it's probably between two players, and I think that's got to be Gini Wijnaldum, because I think from the start he's been absolutely unbelievable. And I also want to say, I think I'm going to say Sessegnon. I think since he's come in, he's been absolutely unbelievable. He's had big, boots to fill in the likes of Sadio Mane, and he's done his job really. I think he's been absolutely unbelievable. But I'm just curious to see what you guys think. But let's go ahead and kick off this first half and hopefully score some goals in this first 45-minute period. The players aren't even warmed up properly yet. Bobby to get there. Naby Keita clears away. Nicely done. Let's try and get to this now. Let's go, Hendo. Gets a shot off. Robertson blocks. Another shot comes from Delafou. Jump for that, nicely done, straight into the middle for Naby Keita. I'm going to turn, I'm going to look at bend the one with Naby Keita, looks to bend one, just over a goal. Got to be careful, this Gerard Delafou and Deeney link up right now on this left side, because they are pulling our Liverpool defenders out of position, and it's not good enough when they're on the break. And look, they're going to do it again here. They're looking to do it again. Let's get a foot in here, lads. Come on, Naby, let's get in here. Nicely done, Robertson, but you haven't come away with the ball. Van Dijk, ball into the middle, Deeney's there, it's in the back of the net. Okay, lads, we're going to have to think this one again, because I just said Gerard Delafou and Deeney's link up right now on this left side of the pitch was pulling our defenders out of the positions, and they do it once again. Delafou gets very lucky there to come away with the ball. Van Dijk slid in with him, and Deeney with an overhead kick. I'm not really sure why Lovren's not getting tighter to his man there. He's got to be all over Deeney, and he's got to stay tight, but he doesn't. And Watford are 1-0 up right now into Bobby. Looking over that far side for Sessegnon, who's going to be in behind him. He has a lovely touch. He does have a lovely touch. And here comes Ryan Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon to hit one. And there we go. I was literally just saying, at the very start of this game, either Gini Wijnaldum or Ryan Sessegnon has been the best player for me this season. Ryan Sessegnon has had to come in, fill some massive boots in Sadio Mane's. And look at that, we're 1-0 down. He's got a player in front of him. He's still got a keeper between the sticks. but he beats him at the near post. And Ryan Sessegnon, that's his 5th goal in the Premier League. Here's Robertson, referee. Robertson's going to continue here. Here's Bobby Firmino through to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to put his laces through it. And there we go. That is all it takes for this Liverpool team. 1 goal in the back of the net. We build on the confidence. We build on the energy. We build on the passion. And Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain doesn't think twice apart from looking at that ball, putting his laces through it. And a minute before half-time, he's put us 2-1 up against Watford. Now all we need is Bobby to find a goal. Salah picks that up, playing it round to Bobby. Bobby going over to Naby Keita. We've got Sessegnon wanting to get in behind again. Sessegnon should be onside. Sessegnon! 3-1. I really do not know what has just happened, guys. But put it this way. Within 5 or 6 minutes, we've gone from 1-0 down to 3-1 up. And it's Ryan Sessegnon to bag a second. That is his 6th goal in the Premier League. And he's bagged 2 of them against Watford. Oh, lads, this is going to be a cricket score. Unless the Watford manager comes out with something absolutely unbelievable in this second half, we are going to build, we are going to build, and we are going to end this game as a cricket score. I'm happy with how the lads are playing. I'm not looking at making any changes right now. So let's get into the second half and look for some more goals. Naby Keita now looking for Roberto Firmino. He's pushing forwards nicely. Let's go back into Naby Keita. I've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Think he's going to be offside. He was offside, and I'm glad he was offside because he just missed that. I have no idea how he missed that. I've got Sessegnon on the overlap. Come on, Sessegnon. I'd love him to get his hat-trick, but realistically, we need to look for Bobby. Play that into Bobby now. Bobby Firmino! Should be a goal. Should be a goal. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Onto the edge. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain! Over the bar. Play it into the middle now. It is Bobby once again. Bobby's still coming forward. Still Bobby. Don't want to do too much of him. Dancing Bobby. Bobby Firmino lays it into Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon could have had his hat-trick. And how has he drilled that wide? And there we go. The referee blows for full time at Anfield. We went 1-0 down. Unfortunately, we didn't keep a clean sheet this time round. We went 1-0 down against Watford. It was a great ball in from Delafou. Troy Deeney with the overhead kick. They went 1-0 up. But it was nothing. It meant nothing. You can see there, Troy Deeney scoring in the 23rd. 17 minutes later, Ryan Sessegnon scores a goal. 4 minutes after that, the Ox gets a goal. And a minute after that, Ryan Sessegnon gets his second. The young man from Fulham, Ryan Sessegnon, scoring 2 goals against Watford. 9 shots, 6 on target. We absolutely dominated that Watford side. Right, guys, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. Now, what I quickly want to look at, as you can see in 4 days, we're facing off against Derby, Frank Lampard's team in the Emirates FA Cup, the round of 6. So it won't be long before we find ourselves in the semi-finals and then hopefully the finals. But what I quickly want to do is go into the standings of the FA Cup. I want to change the competition and I actually want to have a little look at the Premier League as we end today's episode. So currently we have played 29 and we are on 78 points. Everton have moved back into second position, but Wolves are still yet to play their 30th game. The same with us. So if Wolves were to lose their game, right? Everton have played 30 and are on 54. We've played 29 and are on 78. We are ending today's episode with a 23-point gap, which is absolutely unbelievable, guys, because if we play our 30th game, if Wolves lose and we play our 30th game, we will then be 26 points clear at the top. And you can see there on the right side, on the 20th of March, we are at Goodison Park to play the Liverpool derby against Everton. So that 23 could potentially go to 26 and then to 29 points. Without a doubt, we are going to smash Everton. We've struggled against them in the past because they normally come forwards very quick, and we struggled earlier on the season to deal with them. We did beat them to be possibly ending either the next episode or the episode after that with 29 points clear. I'm thinking, guys, in the next 2 or 3 episodes, I think it's going to be impossible for any other team to catch us. We've absolutely dominated. In the next episode, we face Derby in the round 6 of the FA Cup. Then we're facing Everton in the Premier League. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. And if you have, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.